guys, Madison here, back for the first Film Friday of 2024. I'm so excited. New year, full of movies. It's gonna be so much fun. A few months ago, I think it was, I ran a poll, not a few months, maybe a couple months ago, I ran a poll on my channel saying, what do you guys want to see more of? And I had a few different genres on there, and sci-fi won that poll. A lot of people wanting to see more sci-fi on my channel, which I've done a lot of sci-fi, but it's been a while. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I have watched a sci-fi movie on my channel. So I thought, what better way to kick off the new year than with another sci-fi movie, since it has been such a long time. So the winner of this week's Patreon poll was Blade Runner. The original Blade Runner, I think it's 1982, with Harrison Ford. I have heard so much about this movie. I mean, I say that, I know nothing about this movie, but I have heard people mentioning this movie so many times. It was obviously popular enough for a remake. I remember seeing the trailers they did for that, like, I think it was a few years ago now. I can't remember when the new one came out. I remember it was Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling. And I remember seeing those trailers, like going to the theater and stuff, but I never saw that one. And I'm glad I didn't, because now, you know, like if I enjoy this one, I can watch I said a remake. Why did I say that? I can watch the sequel now. I can go into that sequel having seen the first one and appreciate it more than if I had just gone in and seen the sequel with no context. And I'm glad I haven't seen the sequel, because now I can go back and watch the first one without having any potential spoilers that I might have gotten from seeing the sequel. I guess the one thing I know is that Harrison Ford's character survives because he's in the sequel, but apart from that, I know absolutely nothing. I know from what I've seen, it's very sci-fi, dystopian, maybe a little cyberpunk. But yeah, I have not even read a plot synopsis for this. I've been told it's a little dark, but that's the extent of what I know. I love going into movies completely blind like this. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to check out this much beloved movie. I can't tell you how many times someone has asked me to watch Blade Runner. So if you are one of those people, this is for you. It's finally happening. So without further ado, guys, let's jump in and let's check out Blade Runner. Raycon. Sorry guys, my headphones always sing to me when I put them in. This video is not sponsored by Raycon, but if Raycon would like to sponsor my content, you know, that would be awesome. I'd be okay with that, because these headphones are awesome. If you're looking for headphones that last for hours and hours and hours without needing to be recharged, Raycon's got you. So again, this video is not sponsored by Raycon, but Raycon, call me. Ridley Scott. Oh my goodness. Replicant. Ooh, illegal. Retirement. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it execution because they're not human. 2019? What? 2019's already happened. That's a pretty stunning visual for 1982, I'm just saying. I feel like I'm on Coruscant or something. Whoa. Is this Earth?
Next subject, Kowalski Leon. New employee, 6 days.
That sounded kind of like Sigourney Weaver. Wonder if she got kind of like a little voice cameo.
I already had an IQ test this year. I don't think I've ever had one of these.
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. 1187 Hunterwasser.
That's the hotel.
What?
Where I live.
Nice place?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
You look down and you see a tortoise, Leon. It's crawling towards
Tortoise? What's that?
What?
you. You know what a turtle is?
Of course.
Same thing.
Never seen a turtle. But I understand what you mean.
You reach down, you flip the tortoise over on its back, Leon.
Do you make up these questions, Mr. Holden? Or do they write them down for you?
The tortoise lays on its back, its belly baking in the hot sun, trying to turn itself over, but it can't. But you're not helping.
What do you mean I'm not helping?
I mean you're not helping. Why is that, Leon? They're just questions, Leon. In answer to your query, they're written down for me. It's a test designed to provoke an emotional response.
Now I'm gonna be wondering who's a replicant and who's actually human.
My mother? Yeah. Let me tell you about my mother.
Whoa. Well, that guy's dead.
The off-world colony, a golden land of opportunity and adventure.
And probably very hazardous conditions. I don't think I'd want an umbrella with a glowing handle. It'd be kind of annoying. I might be alone in this.
A golden land of opportunity and...
There's the man with a plan.
Give me 4. No, 4. 2, 4. And noodles.
Grumpy Harrison Ford just never gets old.
He say you under arrest, Mr. Decker.
What?
He say you Blade Runner.
Tell him I'm eating.
Captain Brian Toga.
Brian, huh?
So he's a Blade Runner. I figured. I love how all these futuristic movies envision humanity with all these great advancements like flying cars and things, and it's like, no, we got electric cars blowing up going down the highway. We're not even close to flying cars. Definitely not for the everyday person. Humanity's too busy blowing each other up and crashing economies. This set design and stuff is great. I mean, I feel like I'm there.
Hiya, Dick. I've got 4 skin jobs walking the streets. They jumped a shuttle off-world, killed the crew and passengers.
Embarrassing.
No, sir, not embarrassing, because no one's ever going to find out they're down here.
Give it to Holden. He's good.
I did. You can breathe okay, as long as nobody unplugs them. I need you, Deck. I need the old Blade Runner. I need your magic.
I was quit when I come in here, Brian. I'm twice as quit now.
Stop right where you are. You know the score, pal. You're not cops, you're little people.
No choice, huh?
No choice, pal.
Already had an IQ test this year.
There was an escape from the off-world colonies 2 weeks ago. 6 replicants, 3 male, 3 female. 3 nights ago, they tried to break into Tyrone Corporation. 2 of them got fried running through an electrical field. We lost the others. On the possibility they might try to infiltrate as employees, I had Holden go over and run void comp tests on the new workers. Looks like he got himself one. That's Leon. He can lift 400-pound atomic loads all day and night.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't get it. What do they risk coming back to Earth for? That's unusual. What do they want out of the Tyrell Corporation?
For them to stop making slave labor robots, probably.
Roy Batty, combat model, optimum self-sufficiency, probably the leader. This is Zora. She's trained for an off-world kick murder squad. Talk about Beauty and the Beast. She's both. The 4th skin job is Pris, a basic pleasure model, the standard item for military clubs in the outer colonies. The designers reckon that after a few years, they might develop their own emotional responses. So they built in a fail-safe device.
Which is what?
4-year lifespan.
What? Only 4 years?
Now, there's a Nexus 6 over at the Tyrell Corporation. I want you to go put the machine on it.
And if the machine doesn't work?
Enjoy! This is so cool. The music in this movie really sets the vibe, too. We're on Earth, right? Because they keep talking about off-world colonies and stuff, but there's like no, unless it's just nighttime here, there's like no sky. Where's the sun? Like, what's happened to the atmosphere?
I'm Rachel.
Deckard.
It seems you feel our work is not a benefit to the public.
Replicants are like any other machine. They're a benefit. It's not my problem.
Have you ever retired a human by mistake?
No.
But in your position, that is a risk.
Is this to be an empathy test?
We call it void comp for short.
Mr. Deckard, Dr. Eldon Tyrell.
I want to see it work.
Where's the subject?
I want to see a negative before I provide you with a positive.
On you?
Try her.
She sure seems like a replicant.
All right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Just relax and answer them as simply as you can. It's your birthday. Someone gives you a calfskin wallet.
I wouldn't accept it.
You've got a little boy. He shows you his butterfly collection, plus the killing jar.
I take him to the doctor.
You're watching television. Suddenly you realize there's a wasp crawling on your arm.
I'd kill it.
She answers so quickly and so just matter-of-factly. It makes me think she's a replicant, but maybe they're trying to fake me out.
Would you step out for a few moments, Rachel? Thank you.
She's a replicant, isn't she?
I'm impressed. How many questions does it usually take to spot one?
20, 30 cross-referenced.
It took more than 100 for Rachel, didn't it?
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know she's a replicant?
Rachel is an experiment. If we gift them with the past, we create a cushion or pillow for their emotions, and consequently we can control them better.
You're talking about memories.
Oh my goodness. So now they're making replicants that don't even know they're replicants. That would theoretically help them fake being human better if they actually believe they're human. It's nothing less flattering than fluorescent hotel lighting, am I right? That guy is always making little, like, origami figures.
Time. Enough.
That was a creepy hand.
Did you get your precious photos?
Someone was there.
Police? Men?
I'm assuming this is our baddie, our main baddie. Is that an eyeball? It's like hooked up to oxygen stuff.
You not come here. Illegal.
Questions.
Oh, is it like a heating suit?
Longevity. Incept dates.
I don't know such stuff. I just do eyes.
Who does?
Tyrone. He knows everything.
Not an easy man to see, I guess.
Sebastian, he take you there?
Where would we find this Sebastian?
This guy's terrifying. He hasn't even done anything yet, but he scares me.
I don't know why he told you what he did.
Talk to him.
He wouldn't see me.
So his job is to kill her, right? Because she's a replicant. But is he not going to because she's working right under Tyrell? Or he's a little conflicted?
You think I'm a replicant, don't you?
Well, Tyrell said you were, but I guess he could have lied. I didn't even think about that.
It's me with my mother.
Remember when you were 6? You and your brother snuck into an empty building through a basement window? You were gonna play doctor? He showed you his, and when it got to be your turn, you chickened and ran. Remember that? You ever tell anybody that?
Those aren't your memories. They're somebody else's. They're Tyrell's nieces.
They really got me questioning if she is or isn't, but I'm leaning towards she is. Because that would provide the most conflict for Deck. Could he, like, go track those people down, do some research? Have I mentioned how much I love the soundtrack already in this movie? It's beautiful, haunting and beautiful. Is that the other one that was on the list? There's 4 of them, right? 4 of the replicants.
Hey! You forgot your bag. What's your name?
Chris,
Mine's J.F. Sebastian.
Sebastian.
I'm hungry, JF.
I got stuff inside. You want to come in?
So do replicants eat like humans too, or do they have to have like different... I mean, because all their inner workings would be mechanical, or maybe not. I mean, maybe they're so lifelike that they have organs and things. I have a lot of questions, guys.
You live in this building all by yourself?
Yeah?
Well, that's creepy. So he works for Tyrell, right? Because that's who the eye man was sending them to. As someone who knows things, he might be trying to trap her.
Must get lonely here, Chad.
Not really. I make friends. My friends are toys. I make them. It's a hobby. I'm a genetic designer.
Uh-huh.
Yoo-hoo! Home again.
Home again, diggity dick.
Oh. That's creepy. At this point, I'm running out the door. What? What does that mean? Were those Leon's photos that he was looking at?
Enhance 224 to 176.
Enhance.
Enhance 34 to 46.
Is that a mirror and there's no one in the mirror?
Stop.
Huh.
Give me a hard copy right there.
What are the dots he's connecting, guys? I'm missing it. What does this mean? Is Rachel the other female nexus that the police guy was telling him about? I remember there were no, he said there were 6, right? 3 males and 3 females? I can't even remember if he mentioned Rachel on that list.
Fish?
I think it was manufactured locally. There is a maker serial number, not fish. Snake scale.
Snake.
Abdul Ben Hassan. He make this snake.
Whoa, ostriches.
Abdul Hassan, artificial snake license XB71. That's you? This is your work, huh? Who'd you sell it to? Look, my
Dr. Lewis, down in from sector, Chinatown.
No way am I wearing a snake on my shoulder.
Taffy, I'd like to ask you a few questions. You ever buy snakes from the Egyptian, Taffy?
All the time, pal.
You ever see this girl, huh?
Hey, Louis, the man is dry. Give him one in the house.
I've had people walk out of me before, but not when I was being so charming. I'm in a bar here now, down in the 4th sector. Why don't you come on down here and have a drink?
That's not my kind of place.
Go someplace else.
Ugh, what was that? It is a weird place. A very weird place.
Excuse me, Miss Salome, can I talk to you for a minute? I'm from the Confidential Committee on Moral Abuses. Have you felt yourself to be exploited in any way?
How do you mean exploited?
Like to get this job.
Are you for real?
Oh, yeah. I'd like to check your dressing room, if I may.
For what?
For holes. Dirty holes they drill in the walls so they can watch a lady undress.
Whoa, it's like a hair dryer. Wonder how quick it does it.
Is this
very quick?
Think I'd be working in a place like this if I could afford a real snake?
So all the artificial stuff is cheaper.
Try me.
Oh. Is she one of them? She certainly had a lot of strength. She gone. Oh, there she is. Hard to get a clear shot in a place like that. And I kind of feel bad for her, but like, supposedly all of these Nexus replicants killed people, right? So that kind of keeps me from feeling as bad. Hey, that's Leon over there, isn't it?
Decker. B-263-54.
Man, I wonder if there's ever like any investigation. Like, surely they have to confirm this was a replicant. Otherwise, the Blade Runners would kind of just be free to kill whoever they wanted. Like, there's got to be some kind of a little, not a trial, but just a confirmation before the Blade Runner would be like allowed to leave the scene, I would think.
Christ, Deckard, you look almost as bad as that skin job you left on the sidewalk. 4 more to go.
There's 3 to go.
There's 4. That skin job you VK'd at Tyrone Corporation? Rachel disappeared, vanished. Didn't even know she was a replicant.
Okay, so it was just 4. For some reason I was thinking 6, but it was just 4. Okay.
Leon.
How old am I?
I don't know.
How long do I live?
4 years.
More than you. Painful living fear, isn't it?
Ooh.
Wake up. Time to die.
Wow, she shot him. Well, so can we check Leon off the list too? Ooh.
What if I go north? Disappear? Would you come after me?
No, I wouldn't. I know you would. But somebody would.
Those reflections in her eyes sometimes, it's like when you take a picture of a dog or any animal and it does those weird like gold or red reflections in the lenses. I think that's a nice detail, like showing that she's not human.
You know that Voight comp test of yours? Did you ever take that test yourself?
Who is that? Who are all these people in the photographs? And why are they like 1800s looking photographs? Uh-oh, we got a thing developing between the Blade Runner and the replicant. She looking like, or looking at the women in the photographs and like, I'm gonna try my hair like that.
I dropped music.
I didn't know if I could play. I remember lessons. I don't know if it's me or Terrell's niece.
You play beautifully.
Well, that was uncalled for.
Will you kiss me?
I can't rely on...
Say, kiss me.
Kiss me.
She seems terrified. I feel like he's kind of forcing her into this.
I want you. Put your hands on me.
I think she really does like him, obviously, and I think she did want him, but she's terrified because she's feeling emotions. Like they talked about how if they let the replicants live too long, they start feeling things like love, hate, and all that. I think she's starting to feel terrified because she's really feeling emotions, maybe for the first time. That is such a creepy visual. Guys, this movie... it's just so eerie. She scares me.
How do I look?
Scary.
You look beautiful.
Thanks.
What is with that poor guy hooked up to the stuff that...
What's your problem?
Methuselah syndrome. My glands, they grow old too fast.
Is that why you're still on Earth?
I couldn't pass the medical. I kind of like it here.
That poor guy, toy guy thing. He looks like he's trapped. Roy.
You live here all by yourself, do you?
Yes. How about some breakfast? I was just going to make some.
Leon,
What's going on?
there's only two of us now.
We're stupid and we'll die.
No, we won't.
What's his plan? Just playing with a dismembered doll, no big deal.
What generation are you?
Nexus 6.
I knew it. Because I do genetic design work for the Tyrone Corporation. There's some of me in you.
These two are just so scary. I'm like, what are they gonna do to this guy?
We've got a lot in common. Similar problems.
Accelerated decrepitude.
That's one way to put it.
If we don't find help soon, Pris hasn't got long to live.
We can't allow that.
Trying to figure out how to live longer than 4 years.
Dr. Tyrell? He's a genius. He designed you.
Maybe he could help. But I understand he's sort of hard man to get to.
Will you help us?
I feel like he doesn't have much of a choice.
We're so happy you found us.
I don't think there's another human being in the whole world who would have helped us.
I think she creeps me out so much because she reminds me of Harley Quinn. It's like all I see when I look at her. It just hit me. And she always is pretending to be so friendly, and then when she looks at Roy, it's just like creepy, evil smile. It's like, I don't trust her. I don't trust her or him at all.
A Mr. J.F. Sebastian.
At this hour? What can I do for you, Sebastian?
Tyrell's in for a surprise.
Queen to Bishop 6, check.
Queen. Bishop 6. Knight. Takes. Queen.
Bishop to King 7. Checkmate.
Bishop to King 7, checkmate, I think.
Got a brainstorm, huh, Sebastian? Let's discuss this. You better come up, Sebastian.
Oh boy. Even the owl is artificial. It's just so sad.
It's not an easy thing to meet your maker. And the maker repair what he makes.
Would you like to be modified?
Had in mind something a little more radical.
Why has he got his hand behind his back?
I want more life, Father.
To make an alteration in the evolvement of an organic life system is fatal. You were made as well as we could make you.
But not to last.
The light that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
I've done questionable things.
Also extraordinary things.
Nothing the god of biomechanics wouldn't let you in heaven.
Is he about to like snap his neck? Oh, I can't look. Oh my gosh. He just like crushed his head like a grape. I guess he thought he had no further use for him. He couldn't help him live longer, so he just thought, well, be gone with you. But now, where does he expect to get any help from? He just killed the smartest guy on the planet.
Body identified with Tyrell as a 25-year-old male Caucasian. Name Sebastian, J.S. Address, Bradbury Apartment, 9th Sector. Now, I want you to go down there and...
Hello?
Hi, is JF there?
Who is it?
This is Eddie, old friend of JF's. There's no way to treat a friend.
What in the world? Welcome to the creepy dollhouse. The lighting in these scenes is so good. Ugh. What is she doing? Oh my gosh, she's gonna pretend to be one of them and he's not gonna know. She's gonna ambush him. Oh my gosh. Look out. Oh my gosh. Death by thighs. Oh my gosh. Y'all. Oh my god. This movie is so creepy. No sympathy for her. I was like, kill her dead. Good thing she got cocky and was gonna try to cartwheel him again because that gave him the opening he needed. Felt bad for that first girl a little bit, but Pris? No. Gosh, and now we've got Skull Crusher here. He is not going to be happy. And by that I mean he's going to be outraged. I mean, his whole thing was trying to help her live longer and himself.
Not very sporting to fire on an unarmed opponent. I thought you were supposed to be good.
You don't need a gun to be deadly, buddy.
Come on. Show me what you're made of.
Oh! Oh no.
This is for Zora. This is for Pris.
Come on, Deckard. I'm right here.
He just break 2 of his fingers.
1, 2. 3, 4. Pris.
Oh.
Deckard. 4, 5. How to stay alive.
Oh my gosh. You guys didn't tell me this was a horror movie.
I can see.
Oh my lord. I'm terrified.
Not yet. Not.
Is he like starting to die? Is he at his 4-year limit? Is that why his hand keeps curling? If so, Deck could just wait him out. But how long would it take for him to completely shut down? Ah! Why? Is he like testing to see if he could still feel pain?
6, 7. Go to hell or go to heaven. That's the spirit.
Oh lord, no, don't jump from there. That is so creepy when he howls like that. Oh god. Oh god. This is a bad idea. This was a really bad idea.
That hurt.
That hurts.
That was irrational of you, not to mention unsportsmanlike.
Who cares about that at this point? There are no rules of engagement here. Get back inside, Deck. Or don't. Just keep climbing higher. Oh my gosh, is he gonna go to the roof? It's a good thing Roy's crazy and he's just toying with him, or this probably would be over already. He's just gonna be there waiting for him, isn't he? Oh gosh. Why is he just running? I mean, did he leave his gun? He could have just shot him right there. I mean, just shoot him left-handed. It doesn't matter. This is bad.
Quite an experience to live in fear, isn't it? That's what it is to be a slave.
Did he save him just to try to kill him again? And why is he still holding that bird?
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the 10-house gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
Done a man's job, sir. I guess you're through, huh?
Finished.
It's too bad she won't live. But then again, who does?
I'm feeling a lot of things right now. I'm having a lot of thoughts. This is a thought-provoking movie. Wow, what a scene.
Rachel? Rachel?
She already died. Oh, no, she's not dead yet.
Do you love me?
I love you.
Do you trust me?
I trust you.
Is he gonna, like, help her escape, hide away somewhere? Hey, that was one of those little origami things. That dude's been here.
Too bad she won't live. But then again, who does?
What? It ends like that? No way! Okay, so my interpretation of that ending is Dex going to help Rachel escape, or maybe not even escape, but just like maybe live with him and they're gonna go away somewhere or something. Somewhere where like nobody knows she's a replicant and maybe he can just pass her off as a human basically. But the little origami thing being outside the door, I feel like, I can't remember the dude's name, but the fellow police dude who kept going around with Deck, the one who said, you know, she won't live, but who does, or whatever. I feel like he might have been sent to kill Rachel, like without Deck knowing, but then he couldn't do it either. And he like left that as a sign to say, I was here, but I didn't do it, kind of thing. And maybe, what's his name, Brian? Brian thinks she's dead, but so that guy lied to Brian and told him that he had killed her and he didn't, so then Deck could escape with her. That's my interpretation. Could be completely off on that, but that's what it seemed to me, because he said to Deck, your job's finished, as in, you know, no more killing of the replicants, that's over. So he kind of covered the tracks for Deck so that he could go off with Rachel and not be, maybe they could live somewhere else, and he'll never be obligated again by Brian to do any replicant killing. I saw in the credits that it said based on the story by Philip K. Dick, based on the story of, I think it's called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? I think that was the title. And I remember Philip K. Dick did the story that Minority Report was based on, and I think there was another one. I can't remember if Total Recall was another one that was based on a short story by Philip K. Dick, but I think it was. That man came up with some interesting ideas, you know, thinking way ahead of his time to topics that are becoming more and more relevant as we go along as a society. Like, this movie is more relevant than ever now that we are dealing with the rise of AI, and AI is officially becoming like involved in everyday life with search engines and like Chat GDP, and something that I've been paying a lot of attention to as an artist is the rise of AI art, which is not art at all to me, but there's a debate raging now about, is that art? Someone inputting dog running and jumping to catch a frisbee, and then the AI creates a piece of art that looks like that, a dog catching a frisbee. And a lot of people say that's art, to which I would say not at all. Because a requirement of real art to me is that a human created it. And see, I feel like a really interesting debate could be had about this movie, because it's posing questions, it's posing lots of questions, and it's not really giving you answers. It's more just posing the questions and saying, how do you respond to this? It's asking, what do you think of this? What do you make of this? And I draw a very hard line on the subject, and I know there's gonna be people who disagree with me, but robots are not humans, they're not living creatures, and we can never say the two are equal in value, or that the two both have the same rights. And I know you may be laughing right now, but this may legit be an issue in our lifetime. Okay, like, we may be, like, politicians may be on a stage one day debating whether these AI and whether these robots and machines deserve the same rights as humans. That's very possible. I know that, like, AI is still in very early stages, at least as far as we know publicly. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I heard a saying once that it was like, whatever you see being rolled out publicly, they're actually 10 years ahead of that. It might even be more. But seems kind of crazy to think about, but I mean, we're obviously heading in that direction with AI becoming, it's just flooding all the markets, and students are using it to write their essays. They're trying to get on writing essays now. So not to go off on a completely, I mean, it's relevant, but not to go off on a tangent about AI, but that's what the end game is. The Blade Runner is showing what the end game of AI is. It would be creating things that are as close to human as possible, but superior. That's the end game. Do we want that? Do we want that walking around? My answer is no. Although I do want to say that last scene with Roy surprisingly tugged at my heartstrings, because whether it's possible or not in reality, in this universe, the replicants seem to be capable of feeling emotions. He was sad that he had experienced these things, and his memories, his life experiences were going to be lost to time, and he was going to die. He was sad about that, and he was scared. He was scared of dying. He was talking about living in fear. That's how a slave lives. And it made me feel really sad, because I was imagining all these replicants are shipped off world, you know, from birth to be cheap slave labor in these colonies and in these other off-world places. And they never really, I mean, they have experiences and stuff, but they never really get to live as free people. They're slave labor. And it was sad. And man, everything leading up to that had me thinking he was just gonna try to kill Deck like he did Tyrell. And I was honestly shocked when he stopped him from falling. I thought, well, he's just saved him here so that he can like kill Deck himself. But then he just sits down and starts talking, and it was, I don't know. I thought this guy was 100% villain, but then in his last moments, it was like he just wanted someone to talk to because he was dying. And that was the most human moment of any of the replicants in the film. I want to just say before I forget, the cinematography in this movie was stunning. It was amazing, especially for 1982. Just the shots and the visual spectacle that was pulled off in this movie was pretty amazing. I did watch the final cut, by the way. I forgot to say that at the beginning before I watched the movie, but this is the final cut. Everyone recommended it to me over the theatrical cut, director's cut. They were like, watch the final cut, so that's what I did. I don't know what the differences are between the different versions. I don't know if any of the special effects were updated or anything like that, like the Star Wars special editions. I don't know if that's the case or not. I didn't want to do any research and get any spoilers about this movie beforehand, but the visuals were stunning. Just the shots were stunning. I loved the lighting in this movie. There were a lot of kind of strobe effects, but not too much to where it was really distracting or, like annoying or irritating to the eyes or anything like that. It was just a cool strobing effect sometimes and like a rippling effect. Just the lighting helped enhance the environment of like we're in a futuristic place. Very film noir, because the whole thing was very dark, very bleak, very creepy. There was no daytime in this movie. The whole thing was dark and very much, again, like film noir, but futuristic, cyberpunk. And I really liked the atmosphere of it. It had a very powerful atmosphere, just that dark, bleak, and then the soundtrack coming in with the synth and the like creepy. I say creepy, but it was kind of beautiful also, the woman singing that coming in at parts. I loved the soundtrack. I thought it was amazing, and like it helped create such a powerful atmosphere and vibe in this movie. I was very immersed in the world. I really loved it. I was wondering, I forgot to look at the end, I was like wondering how much of, I'm sure a lot of it was in a studio, but I was wondering if they shot some on location in like Hong Kong or Tokyo, because there was such a heavy Asian influence on a lot of the scenery, the town like city, the language, on the signs everywhere, the people. I wonder if they shot on location in either of these two cities, but I'm not sure because I forgot to look. The characters were very fascinating to me. I was always trying to figure everyone out, and studying the replicants was very interesting as well, because you're like always wondering what they're going to do and what they're feeling and how that conflicts with their logic and reasoning and how that was going to come into play, clashing with emotions. That was fascinating to watch. And Deck, I definitely liked him. I was rooting for him. I definitely didn't want him to die. I didn't want Roy to kill him at the end. I was invested. But he was a very stoic, kind of just, is hard-nosed the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but very dry. Harrison Ford does that so well. But like film noir, it was not trying to like get you to just fall in love with all of the characters. I found them all interesting and fascinating, and I did care. Like, I cared about Rachel too. I was interested in her, in how her mind worked, and I think she really was a replicant. But man, and so I felt a lot of empathy for her, because she had all of these memories, but they were just implanted. And so you feel bad for the replicants because they have no agency. Like they kind of try to take their agency into their own hands, but like they're created. And then like she didn't get to have her own life experiences. She wasn't born and grew up from a child to adult. They're all born adults, and she has these memories of a real person implanted, and they're not even her own. So it's like she can't even choose her own memories until she, like, once she's born and she starts living, like she chooses to like deck and everything. That's her choice, and those are her memories, but it's like everything that's implanted, it's just so strange. It's not even hers, but it is, and she's like trying to decipher what is her own experience. What am I actually, like when she was playing the piano, am I actually good at this, or am I remembering lessons I actually took, or am I remembering the lessons his niece took? It's so eerie. And wow, like I said, I don't want to go off on a long discussion about AI because I could talk about that for a while, but this movie is definitely even more relevant today than it was in '82. I mean, this movie is going to be becoming more and more relevant with each day that passes. Things like Terminator, Minority Report, Total Recall, all of this stuff just keeps becoming more and more like the direction we're heading in. Like, we're about to be living in the science fiction movies that we grew up watching, and it's scary. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary. I don't like the idea of artificial intelligence. I never have, and I always want to ask these scientists, like, have you watched the sci-fi movies that have come out for the last 40 years? Did you watch any of those movies? Did you see the end result that could come from this? But when has humanity ever listened and learned the lesson of don't play God? They never learn. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this reaction. I hope you enjoyed. I felt like I had a very visceral reaction to this movie. There was a lot in it that kind of disturbed me and terrified me, but a lot that really just made me think. And it's a very gripping movie. I was very invested and very immersed in the world, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to be thinking about it for a while. Like, kind of, I feel like you would need a second watch to really process and digest everything that happened and all the dots that were connected, and just really think about the ideas more. It was a very cerebral, very thought-provoking movie. So yeah, I always like movies like that. Thank you guys for getting me to watch it. Again, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. The full-length reaction is over on my Patreon. Click the link in the description below if you want to head on over and check that out. Also, head over to my Patreon if you want to vote on my movie polls for what I will watch next. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys next week for another Film Friday. Bye, guys.